Ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves because not only am I going to tell you the exact moment when AI took my job, but I'm also going to fight your institution ass-kissing YouTube comment shit-posting boomer dad while I'm at it. Hi. A little bit of background. I posted this video talking about how AI sometimes steals your job simply by turning it into a different job and a job that you can no longer stand at that. My video went pretty viral and I had the opportunity to ride a steady wave of cortisol for the next 3 days, during which I couldn't pass on the urge to continue poking the AI bear in hope of squeezing another adrenaline rush out of the YouTube Studio app. Needless to say, this feeling drove me into writing another masterpiece exemplifying exactly just how I lost one of my most lucrative UI design contracts in real time, and it happened as such. One fine day, a client of mine recruits a new VP R&D. Now this guy, he's made of 2/3 malignant narcissism, 1/3 corporate ass-kissing, and he's got one goal: show everyone who's new boss. How is he going to do that? You guessed it, we're going to AI everything. So me, I'm already using AI to put together whole backend UIs in days instead of weeks for these guys, but there's still some work to be done. The AI output isn't perfect, there's stuff to align, make sure it's on brand, etc. And this is making me good money. Until R&D guy comes around, look at my tech stack, calls me a boomer for not knowing about some esoteric tool released 2 days ago and suggests I try it. Unfortunately for me, fellas, it's a good tool. Not only the output is production ready, but it allows me to feed in a pre-made design system that literally makes the output plug and play, turnkey vibes. It just works vibes, motherfucking job killing good vibes. AI did a good job is what I'm trying to get at. Now, I've been doing this UI crap for 20 whole years. So at this point, who cares? Less hands-on and more doom scroll. Sign me up. Only a day later, my next in pipeline product manager guy hits me up saying, hey, I hear you can now add a design system to the UI AI. And I say, yeah. And my face probably went white because he looks at me and quickly says something like, oh, don't worry, I'm not going to take your job or anything. But I think that at that moment, we both realized that having an actual designer in that specific pipeline no longer makes a lot of sense. His next question was, of course, can I have the settings for the design system? Now, obviously, if I give him my workflow, my contract is done. If I don't give it to him, I'm an asshole. See, the thing is, even if I do keep it, what am I even there for? Copy his request, paste it into the AI and send him back the output? Then what? Lie about how long it took? Is that even ethically sound? I did what any sane person would, which was, I'll tell you in a second, but first, I want to take you on a tiny little tangent and read you some comments from the last video. Stick around, it's going to be fun. Here are some of the chart toppers. You will become homeless and live a life of unimaginable suffering. Or the smash hit, Cry Me a River, motherfucker. But seriously, there's 2 types of responses that I want to address. Check this out. You're speaking from a privileged position. Majority of adults never had an enjoyable job in their lives. The vast majority of adults don't enjoy their jobs. First world take, plus a little personal jab at how my art looks like AI. The world doesn't care about what we want or our feelings. I feel like there's a common thread here, and it's your mom's favorite gaslighting technique. There are hungry kids in Africa. Somebody else has it worse than you do, and therefore your suffering is invalid and you should shut up about it. Fair, but let me ask you a question. Just because somebody else lost their foot, does that mean that people who stubbed their toe are not allowed to scream in pain? What about the person who lost 2 feet? Does that make the pain for the person who only lost 1 foot obsolete? How deep does your idea of relative suffering go? Maybe, just maybe, the fact that many people's jobs are a completely dreadful experience is a thing that we should strive to fix rather than a sad reality we have no choice but accepting. More importantly, who taught you that you and your suffering, however minute, don't matter, and had you believe in it so fervently that you have to inflict that same mindset on everybody else? You know, I used to be like you. Maybe you should just give your feelings a little bit more room to breathe. A bit of the old self-compassion, cry it out, throw a tantrum, punch a wall. You're alive. It sucks. Love yourself. All right, here's another type of comment that struck my fancy. Adapt or die. Adapt or die. Quit complaining. Adapt or die. First of all, I don't think that dying is a terrible thing considering this involuntary life prison we've been subjected to against our wills. And look, there's no bigger proponent of the occasional it is what it is than I am. The whole point of the video you only watched 20% of was the experience of adapting, successfully or unsuccessfully so. But I wonder what it is with people like this, so open, right? Open is a key word here. Open to adapting, open to getting with the times, but never being open to rethinking the system, to other people's experience, to prying into the emotional Pandora's box for a second and seeing it for what it truly is. If you don't understand why that kind of thing is important, look at the comments from people feeling validated and seen, from people who feel just a little bit lighter because they had someone feel what they feel, whether it leads to a tangible solution or not. I will keep complaining about what needs to be complained about. And I will do it shamelessly as I will also plug my Patreon. Guys, if you want to help your human content machine out, support this channel by dropping a couple of buckaroonies on the Patreon. It has recorded art lessons and all kinds of fun stuff. Okay, now I promised you the rest of the story, so here goes. I said to the guy, sure, I'll send it to you later. And of course, forgot that I was ever supposed to send it. But the very next day, I actually did have a heart-to-heart with the founder of said organization. And I quite earnestly said, look, if this were my company and at the stage your product is at, I don't see a need for me to oversee its UI design. And he was happy to hear that because he's a cheapskate. If you're watching this video, dude, you're a cheapskate. I could have lied. I could have dragged it out for longer, but I took my chances and let my honesty destroy my financial future. Is it dangerous? Probably. Was it smart? Time will tell. Am I happier for the time being? Abso-fucking-lutely. The point is, look, in this channel, there will sometimes be complaining, sometimes often. The kind of complaining that I deem constructive. And if you don't like that, you're invited to continue to leave angry comments. It costs nothing and it helps the videos reach more people. However, if you do feel me and I feel you, then please do it platonically because I will file a complaint with HR if you don't. Peace.